Hoping. There we go. All right, let's take a look at FarmVille. No, let's take a look at Rain Above. So this is their map pick. So we will likely see them go for the ritual, stab each other and spawn, and then FarmVille will get the side choice. But they're not doing... there we go. A little bit of a stab. Cersei gonna take down Cobalt as the first knife victim. Everyone else gonna give themselves up as sacrifices? Sacrifices? More team knifing. Calamity gets one for FarmVille. More team knifing. Say you will with the kill on Cersei. And gets Calamity as well. Gotta flex the butterfly knife. We're getting a nice long knife round as we follow around Say You Will. He hits the mid-window jump. Good to see. He's been working on the KZ. Look at him go. Look at him go. Jumping around. Just making sure that he can hit that jump. Oh, didn't hit it that time. That's okay. We are chilling for a minute or so. I'm guessing that somebody on FarmVille said, hey, can you give us the whole knife round? We need more time. And so we are being treated to a trip around the map for Say You Will. Nope, he jumps to his doom. All right, see you in the server chat. Just waiting for these teams to make their actual side choices, and more reasonably, we are waiting on FarmVille because since they won the quote-unquote knife round, they will get their own choice of side. For some reason, they're taking a long time. Don't know why. But the timer is ticking down. There it goes. All right. FarmVille starting things off on the CT side. Rain Above on T side for their own map pick. ESL Challenger League. And we're going to start this one off with a pause because of course we are. Why wouldn't we? Gosh, if I just went to the bathroom, I wonder if this game would be started by the time I came back. Oh boy, I don't have the V console thing up, so I can't look at the reasons without showing chat, which I don't really want to do. So we're just going to hang out and watch weapons be thrown from player to player in CT spawn and see if we get any sort of interesting movements while this pause is going. I do see all 10 players still connected up to the server. I don't see any coaches. I don't know if we're waiting on coaches. But, all right, we're going to look at, yeah, the console's not going to do us any good in this game. So we're going to look at Discord and see if there's any reasons going on in Discord. Well, I see matches being played on Faceit, but no score updates. So I have no idea. Their meta stopped supporting the development and release of... Oh, yeah, that's true. They did. You know, I really wish we got real messages in the console. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I don't know why this is paused, and I don't even have any fun chat messages to show you. So, what do we do in the meantime? We could fly around the map slowly but surely. The nice thing about the VOD for this is this extends the length of the VOD, but I can put in chapters so that you can skip past this pause. I'm going to leave it in just because I'm just cutting it right off of the Twitch highlight rather than recording it myself. But just flying around the map, hoping that this gets unpaused soon. Still nothing on the Faceit side of things. So I don't know whether this game is happening. Maybe it's not happening. Who knows? I guess in the meantime, I can update you on the other games that are happening right now. In Control versus Girl Kissers for the Gambling League is currently 10-5 in the favor of In Control. Zomblers versus Regained is 2-0 Zomblers. And the other game also hasn't started yet. Signal versus or Surge versus F5 has not started yet. Oh, I guess Empire versus Wannagoons is going on, and that is currently at 3-1 in the favor of Empire. I hear weapons being bought up, so here's hoping that this is about to start. Because otherwise I'm going to be, sitting here waiting. The worst part is it's not like I can even crack stars or open cases during this. Like if I leave the server, we might miss some, and I don't want to be concerned about missing some of the game. I don't think I have any of these players on my friends. Maybe, do I have Louis? I think maybe I friended Louis. Okay, so I can see from Louis that the game will start hopefully soon. He is showing as a 1-0 on Mirage. So I guess that's a little spoiler that Reign Above are going to win the first round. If that's a real spoiler. But given that I still show things as paused, that could be a round that gets played and then rolled back. You never know. Lovely. Just... Are the pings the issue? The pings all look... I mean, 20s and 30s, but that should be fine and perfectly playable. What could the issue be, I wonder? Man, by the time we actually get this game started, the 30-minute prediction I ran is actually going to be done. That is wild. Wild scenes. Hey, wait a minute. It's happening. It's happening. The pause is over. The game is starting. For real, for real. That massively long pause is now over. I hope whatever issues the players had are resolved because we're getting going here. Reign Above versus FarmVille, ESL Challenger League, Season 51, Cup number 4. Let's get rolling. Map pick of Reign Above, and we're going to get a nice wide swath for the T side to open up the round. Everyone just looking for the opening picks. We're getting a default to start things off, folks. No big rush, no big push, just defaulting and playing it like any other round. I will say, though, for a pistol, all things considered, you do that controlled strategy to try and pick things apart one at a time does work out. It can work out, and it does. A site going to be taken over by Rain Above. Bomb down, 3 versus 3. Say You Will slaps down Sleep Zork and leaves Rain Above now in the commanding spot as they've got the bomb down and they're just waiting to see if they're challenged by FarmVille. Good dualies for Beaky. Picks up Dave over on the extremities, but CJ falls to Say You Will, who will double things up and close out the round. Rain Above with the pistol. So, long pause and a pistol round later, and we are getting into it. Love to see it, don't ya? Don't you love to see it? So... Rain Above looking for that A-bomb site. Very solidly done. Beaky, great response onto the Deagle. Is going to at least make this sting just a little bit less, but the molly over towards jungle is going to stop him from continuing to get involved. So Calamity's MP9, the major crux of this defense, as Rain Above flood into the A-bomb site and continue to pick off FarmVille. They continue to farm these crops. Just like that, A-bomb site is going to be taken over and leaves CJ and Beaky now looking like they're just going to save these pistols. So, just going to be falling away, looking for some exits maybe on in the side of CJ to King. Might just meet up with a very weakened Dave in Palace. Galil, but 22 HP, that P250, more than capable of cropping that off. And it is going to be a little bit of a silver lining on this second round of the half, although might just be found here by Louis Mac 10. Just going to go for a little bit of a piece taken away and make sure that that Galil will not be retained. So now the fun thing of FarmVille is Calamity is your classic force buy every round. He is MP9 specialist, and this is going to be a rare round where he doesn't have access to it. He's been purchasing the full armor and the weapons, so he's actually finding himself broke, but the rest of the team going to be full bought for FarmVille. Plenty of rifles. The only thing they are lacking is a couple of kits, actually. Top mid player, though, going to be first to fall as Say You Will just smacks Beaky around. Adam looking for these players over towards ramp. The smoke in his way over towards Palace does let that HE through, and Cersei will send him to the Shadow Realm, but CJ coming in from jungle, going to respond with 2 of his own. That's going to leave these things to an even playing ground as Sleep Zork falls as well, but the M4 of CJ for its due, not going to be quite good enough as Louis and Say You Will strike back, and Rain Above survive that first gun round with 2 rifles. And now the question, does Calamity keep buying into this? Because, again, he is the MP9 specialist, so you would almost expect him to hero MP9 up. CJ has actually already picked up the M4, so yeah, this is going to be a force buy for FarmVille. 0-3 down, but they're not accepting defeat. Now, heck of a lot of players over toward the B-bomb site, but the opening frag is going to go to Cersei over in mid. Calamity's MP9, the only thing that's going to be left behind to stop this attack from going on the B-bomb site. He spots the head of Dave, doesn't choose to fire a shot. That's going to allow him to maybe call over a rotation before the rest of Rain Above arrive, but no, Say You Will's op erases him from the server, and Adam gonna fall to the dunk, fall to the HE of Louis. Leaves Sleep Zork over on the A-bomb site as well, so there's not gonna be a retake likely available for FarmVille, as Rain Above just showing domination on their T side of Mirage. Sleep Zork just waiting to catch a saving player exiting the site, and Louis will be that unlucky saving player. The rest of the team going to be allowed to leave over towards Cat. But for FarmVille, at least there's an AK to hold on to, and Beaky going to be looking to see if there's an MP9 available as well, which there is. So, picked up, but still, Rain Above with an early lead here. 4-0 start. Now, as you do now, full buy, followed by force, followed by full buy. FarmVille still looking for their first. That saved rifle going to be a big piece of how this round gets played out. That AK is enormous for them, and they do have kits as well, as CJ will open things up in underpass. Cobalt going to fall, not able to get anything done. No trades whatsoever. This A-bomb site about to be a brawl, and Cersei going to start off the proceedings. Though Beaky responds, erases Dave out of that server, and that AWP still fragging out. A double kill to stop this push might be enough, as Louis now wondering where his team has all gone. AK in hand, waiting for the push. Gonna spot CJ out, but there's still a 1 versus 3. Would be a 1 versus 4 required, and Beaky's off is still trained over on ramp. The first shot does not connect, but that's still info. 45 seconds is not really enough time for this 1 versus 4 to happen for Louis. So he's just got to see how many of these weapons he can take away from FarmVille, and he will take away Adams as well. But Calamity, with an uncharacteristic rifle in hand, will be the cleanup that FarmVille need to bring this to a 1-4. Well, top mid going to be the start of things once again, and CJ again going to open up with the first blood. It's going to leave the rest of Rain Above now wondering what the next move is. This mid control going to be ripped away from them, as FarmVille put themselves in some good positions to crunch on in and stop Rain Above from trying to be tactical about this. Already losing Dave as well. Say You Will. It's just kill after kill on the favor of FarmVille. Rain Above with a great start to this game, but FarmVille seemed to be reading them fairly well. Oh, there's a one-shot, one-tap for Louis. A second is not going to be enough, as now Say You Will on 25 HP does have the bomb and is going to head over toward the B-bomb site, but his move has been read, and CJ going to hear him as he heads over towards the apartments. Rifle already in hand, and a wounded Say You Will just falls before he's able to escape. A 2-0. 2 in a row for FarmVille as they continue to pick up speed and break the bank of Rain Above as well. So that's going to leave Rain Above now up to the pistols. to see if they maybe start a fire where they had a spark before, but it seems to have been snuffed out. E-bomb site will be their choosing. Though, not on the back of anybody. It's been left in spawn, and it's going to be picked up. Maybe an A-hit instead, as Rain Above start to search for information. Oh, Louis going for a fake over towards B is going to be lit up by Beaky. So the rest of Rain Above going to head over towards ramp, where Adam already prepared with the Molotov, and CJ removes Cersei. That's going to mean there's only one spot left for Rain Above. Adam sprayed out, starts off with 1, sprays into 2, and Say You Will left in the 1 versus 4. Not a whole lot of a heartbeat left. Picks up the P250, but it's already too late as he's shredded up and melted down. And FarmVille licking those crops and really starting to gather steam. Well, one more full buy for Rain Above to see, again, if they can start to challenge FarmVille. As soon as, I mean, it wasn't the first gun round, but now that FarmVille have taken the pulse, they've managed to really get this rhythm down pat on CT side Mirage, though this time they'll start off losing one early on. The off of Beaky goes wide. Oh, the second shot gonna hit onto Cobalt. That leaves Calamity alone on the B-bomb site. He's been set over toward an island and is only going to be good for the 1-for-1 before the rest of Rain Above arrive, and before the rest of this already retake arrives. Beaky spots the barrel over towards Empty Pillar. Not going to take the shot early on. Instead, this HE going to take a big chunk out of 2. Louis gets legged up, so there is still possibility for this retake as the wounds are starting to mount on the side of FarmVille. Another round would be pretty crushing for Rain Above if FarmVille do win this. Dave left alone. He's already found the head of Adam. He needs 2 more to try and put Rain Above back in winning ways, but the no scope through the wall at the hands of Beaky's op will collapse him. And FarmVille even this one out at 4. Now, pistols, now the story once again for Rain Above. 4 rounds in a row, goes to 4 rounds in a row, and this time it's FarmVille's turn to really stack things up, stack some crops. Already a bulldozer of M4 kills, but responses for Say You Will and Louis. It's not going to be enough to win the round, but at the very least, they'll take away some guns from FarmVille. Don't think they'll care too much. The money has been significantly built up. Beaky and CJ on 5 digits worth of cash. And Calamity is the cheapest date that you'll find in North American ECL, the MP9 Wizard. I will say, if we do end up with FarmVille winning out the rest of this half, I feel like it's going to be a very disappointing story for Rain Above. They started off this half so very strong, and just haven't had things go their way ever since. Now this boost into apartments. Early challenge, but it's Cobalt to start off with winning ways. Oh, quickly erased Sleepzork and CJ. Just bloodthirsty. CJ looking for even more. And it's Cersei now, all alone, as FarmVille have already stacked up his teammates. Oh, but Cersei might have this. 3K. Very quickly Just one challenge after another. FarmVille, a little bit disjointed. A little bit unorganized after the openings of this round. And now Beaky's AWP left to try and close this one out. Good nade. Puts him within range that the Deagle can finish the job here. Good old reliable. Cersei not willing to peek out. Both players really looking for a timing. It's going to be who's expecting who, because neither player really wants to peek this. Oh, and it's Beaky to come out on top. It's a sad, sad story here for Reign Above, starting off so dominant only to fall 6 rounds in a row. Can FarmVille keep this money rolling? Util will do a good job of softening them up early on, and the smoke to hold them back. Means B-bomb site is off limits early on. So the question is, can they get something started mid? Can they go for the mid to A? Can they do something? This T side has been so slow. And normally when you're going so slow, I feel like you're looking for defaulty rounds where you're getting picks, but FarmVille are playing so far back, they're not giving any, they're not even giving up picks. Dave gonna get out in front of the Util, and Louis on the other side of the map with a nice little 1-for-1. The MAC-10 chips away. And Reign Above will find themselves with a man advantage. Smoke for jungle. Now CJ going to look for the challenge, but he's been heard, and Say You Will melt right through him, leaving Beaky alone. If Reign Above can even this one out, bring it back to the 6-6. It's not going to erase the mistakes that they've made, but at least it will give them a little bit, a spoonful of sugar to make this half go down. Beaky, though, going to be very well known where he's standing already. Say Will got this jungle position locked up. Dave going to be walking up through connector to join in the crossfire. And Beaky, I mean, he's just going to be challenged. Say You Will gets his head ripped off. Not really a great thing to be doing when you're at such low money on the side of Reign Above, but they will at least take the round, bring it back to a 6-5. And we'll see if Reign Above are able to continue figure out the spark of what worked, or whether this one's going to 7 on the side of FarmVille. Mid control early on with a little bit of aggression on the extremities. Dave going to be the first one out of apartment. Spots the player jumping around the anchor over toward the B-bomb site in Calamity. Nade's going to be tossed over so that Reign Above can try to get, or so that FarmVille can try to go for the crunch in on Reign Above. But looks like this one's going to be a B hit. A lot of noise being made while Cersei trying to find info over on A, but for a little bit, it kind of looked like a fake on the side of Reign Above, but they're committing to this, and Calamity, loses the fight. That's Cobalt with 2. That's a very winnable round as the rest of Reign Above start to arrive, and Cobalt triples it. 3 kills on the round, now looking for Adam and Beaky, and there's no ops anymore. The money has actually been worn out on the side of FarmVille. Dave with a couple of kills of his own, and Reign Above will complete the comeback. 6-6 on the first half. Well, pistol round for Rain Above, and we get plenty of aggression. 2 players in through Palace, and it kind of works out. 2 kills to open things up for Rain Above. CJ going to answer one of them, but this pinch onto the A-bomb site could be fairly dangerous. Cobalt still left up in Palace and fragging away on the USP. Drops the planter as well, leaves Beaky alone, and Rain Above with a solid pistol round on their CT side. Well, that's one way to get a spark lit after the first half was a little bit less than desired. Looks like the force spot, or the, oh my goodness, Sleep Zork with the Deagle. Just one tap onto Cersei. So we are going to get a little bit of a force. Calamity, of course, picking out the MAC-10, as the rest of the team has just gone for your typical upgraded pistol force buy. And that one Deag for Sleep, as well as MAC-10 of Calamity, maybe getting something started here on FarmVille. Say you will answers for the advantage back onto Rain Above. And Adam falls as well. That leaves Calamity now on 13 HP. Does have the bomb, and the whole map sprawled out ahead of him, as Rain Above start to back it away and force him to really use this clock to peek every angle. MAC-10 definitely not the weapon you want in this kind of a situation, as you've got Rain Above just so many difficult angles to root out. Dave will be the one to erase him. And Rain Above starting things off kind of the same way they started off their T side. So, starting off with a good look. Let's see if they can weather the first full buy of FarmVille. They were able to do it last time, so stands to reason that, you know, they should have at least something going, and Calamity's at MAC-10 going to be dumpstered early on. Ooh, Louis looking for some early aggro onto these mid players. That M4 looks good, but it's only enough for the 1-for-1 trade. An absolute bloodbath in mid as Say You Will removes Beaky. There's Cobalt and Connector as well. Goes for this knife as Sleep Zork will shred him up. 1 versus 2 now for Sleep Zork on the Galil to try and swing this game back toward the favor of FarmVille. Oh, this is still a little bit dangerous. He's got the bomb, and Rain Above are assuming he's gone toward the B-bomb site. But they're going to be a little bit bamboozled as this bomb goes down. It's 50 HP, which is more than enough on the Galil to win this round. But it is 2 full HP players, so those helmets are going to be extremely important on this retake. Sleep Zork slips away toward ramp to hold, to wait. He hasn't actually planted for himself, so might give him a little bit of an element of surprise as he peeks out. There's the sandwich player. Cobalt has been deleted, but with that smoke, he's got to get in. He's got to challenge, and he does. Dave going to be flattened by the Galil, and FarmVille will take that first full buy. That is a crucial round to be winning on your T side to swing that momentum in your favor. I'll leave Rain Above now on the save, or rather on the force. They do have a singular M4, but the rest of the team is on some aspirational buys, we'll call them. Look at all those Molotovs heading on the A-bomb site, but they haven't smoked out jungle, so Cobalt can line this up, but no, the rifle of Adam gonna start this one off as Sleepzork just charging through the site with the MAC-10. It's just a bowling alley of CTs, and they're being obliterated. Calamity just charging through the smoke. He has not a care in the world as Dave answering back on the MP9. He's got 2, but it's not going to be enough as CJ will complete this cleanup. Using his teammates for information works out in the favor of FarmVille as they even this one out. That means pistols for Rain Above and FarmVille looking to really capture this game with some extra money. A couple of MAC-10s to try and farm up. Exactly what you'd expect to see from a team called FarmVille. Just looking to grow those crops and give them a tap. MAC-10's making money moves. Molly into ladder. There's Sleepzork. That's 2 MAC-10 kills for the side of FarmVille. $1,200 in total. And these mollies tossed in a window. Cobalt can't sniff hide nor hair of this aggression coming from FarmVille. They'll set up the mid to B, which actually kind of works in the favor of Rain Above. Players here will have to be chipped away at in order to actually take this site, and Say You Will is not going down without a fight. The Deagle gets claims 2, but he's not going to need a whole lot more. 1 versus 3 as his team is falling around him, and it's CJ to clean that final kill off the board. FarmVille now in a lead once again. Now, 1 more full buy for Rain Above, but things are starting to look a little iffy for the CT side. Already, Say You Will getting legged up. He's going to retreat toward the A-bomb site just in time for this push out from Ramp and lose the entire team. Just an absolute bloodbath on the side of FarmVille. 3 kills going to 3 different players. Molly and Smoke to force Louis into the cubby in jungle. And Dave is nowhere to be seen at 28 HP all the way back in CT. Another Molotov for good measure does get snuffed out. But there's not a whole lot here for Rain Above. They can barely make a spark, much less cause a fire. There's something else in those crops for FarmVille. Just playing some of these around so well, and Rain Above going to be forced to save up these final 2 rifles. They're going to be hunted, though. FarmVille are not going to be content to let these rifles go for free. Adam making kind of a lot of noise. They nade over as well, and they do lose Sleepzork to the bomb. Now, those saved weapons are going to come in crucial now. Rain above with a 2-round deficit. But they're buying up the best they can to try and snuff out FarmVille. It's been... Feels like the gunfights are just not going their way, although this time they're going to make me a liar. 2-for-1 trade in mid. FarmVille getting bloodied up. And it might just be the opportunity that Rain Above have been waiting for. This crunch into mid has gone completely their way. Playing off of each other so well. There's two players on the A-bomb site, so Louis has a lot to do, but he's got the back of Adam. Oh, doubles up on the spray down. He's looking for the third, but Beaky not going to give it to him. Doubles up in return. And where will he go? Does he know that these remaining 2 players are on the A-bomb site? With all of the information that he's got, with a minute remaining on the round, he will head over toward B through the underpass. And Say You Will and Cobalt now left on the back foot. They do have good 45 HP worth of damage marked onto Beaky. We've seen what a 1 versus 2 on the T side can do for these FarmVille players. That was what got their T side started, and they'll look to continue it in a very similar fashion. Beaky spots a player over by arches, so we'll get the bomb down. Defensive. With only 13 bullets left in that magazine, this is not going to be the easiest retake to stop, as, oh, Say You Will with the monster swing. And Rain Above will bring it to a 9-10 scoreline. Kind of a do-or-die round for them, so very good that they've managed to secure that. Timeout for the side of FarmVille. So, a little bit of time to get things situated. Now it's FarmVille's turn to be on the back foot. The rifle's not favoring them any longer. Oh, Louis got the AUG out, but he gets knocked off the top rope by Adam. And it's FarmVille starting off with a man advantage, much as they've done for so many rounds, and we've seen how they're able to exploit that. 3 players toward the A-bomb site for Rain Above, and that's exactly where FarmVille are looking to maybe end this. The push on in through mid. Look at how far Calamity's already got himself, but that's just the Mach 10 to fall. Good damage dealt onto the rest of the team, and Dave making a problem of himself in the ladder room. Oh, claps down on Adam, but the trade from Beaky will keep this one on an even footing. There's the kill for CJ to take that man advantage back once again. Cersei looking to respond onto the util. The biggest story on this round, though, we've got Cobalt on a massive flank. If this bomb goes down on B, the retake for Rain Above going to be a very dangerous possibility. Cersei going to be very loud in ladder room. Beaky going to be the first one to peek, but will fall. CJ, though, with the trade, brings this one down to Cobalt. 1 versus 2. We've seen how these can be clutched up. But right now, that's not going to be the case. Sleep Zork from below just sends him to the Shadow Realm, as FarmVille will claim an 11th round here on Mirage T-side. I like the smoke for Dave. Give himself a little bit of room to play. Give himself a little bit of room to stay unknown as FarmVille start to take control of mid. Cersei going to try and go for something sneaky through the smoke. Will he be caught, though? No. He's able to double up. Sleepsork responds, but it's too late. He's already lost most of the team, and now a 2 versus 4 for FarmVille. Let's see if they can battle back from this. A good start from Beaky is already melted through Say You Will. He's looking for more, though. CJ pulls the nade out at just the wrong time, and Dave will take full advantage. Now it's Beaky alone in the 1 versus 3. He's being pushed up by 3 players from Rain Above. He'll take away the weapon of Louis, but Dave will avenge his teammate, and Rain Above now push themselves within 1 of this T side. It's getting close. It's getting scary for both of these teams, really. Remember, both of them are in the upper bracket through forfeit wins in this cup number 4. This time it is FarmVille's turn to play with a little bit of an optimistic buy. We've got the hero rifle on CJ, but it's Adam to start the proceedings. The Deagle into the head of Cobalt. 2 players over toward this B bomb site is the right stack here for Rain Above, but they need the kills, and they've already lost Dave. Sleepsork just flying on through with the Tech 9, just ripping these Rain Above players to shreds. We'll leave this one to a 2 versus 4, and now FarmVille have gotten more dangerous as well. They've picked up the fallen guns, and they might just force a save out of Rain Above. 2 rifles left standing, and Cersei gonna step up to the plate in apartments. Adam puts down a shot, has to back away. The Deagle, not gonna be enough for him to want to take that early fight, but Cersei not gonna go for the retake either. So FarmVille gonna be allowed to take 12 rounds. On the pistols, on the force buy, it's 12 for FarmVille. This is a fantastic sign for this T side. They look to overcome Rain Above.
Terrorists win.
Now, one last attempt for Rain Above to try and take their map. Map 1 of this best of 3. The buy is not too good. A Deagle for Louis. Famos's MP9s. Rain Above definitely on a very aspirational buy. Is FarmVille going to start to challenge through the A-bomb site? Cersei opens up the proceedings in Sandwich. Good response out of CJ, and Calamity's Mac 10 will always impress. 4 versus 3, as Louis has been completely smoked out in jungle, and Sleepsork is able to remove Dave from the backside of things as these smokes fade, and the space is taken from FarmVille. It just proves to be too much. 13-10 in the favor of FarmVille, as they take their opponent's map pick.